Ah, Jesus. What a way to start off. Almost ready, everybody. Be with you soon. Just let me fill up on my water. Alright, all filled up on my water. This music sounds a little bit generic. I thought it was going to be a little bit more chill than usual. I guess we're going for the passive burn this time around. Either way, might as well get started. Let me lower the music a little bit. Make sure it's not overlapping too much with my voice, so to speak. Let's see what we got here, and I'm hoping that the webcam has been set up correctly. Okay, no, we're good. Okay, so I do apologize for the angle today. I'm pretty sure most of you are used to seeing me from the side. But, no, just happy to be back. How's everybody been? We've been doing good? Good, bad? We're here to talk for a little while. Hello. What's up? Yes, you look weird because of the angle, indeed. Yeah, I know. And the haircut doesn't help in the haircut, which is to say nice afternoon. Well, yeah, the haircut, I mean, yeah, obviously gives you a different vibe than expected. I shaved. And, well, you're used to seeing me from my right side, so that's what's been going on. Yes, it's a nice afternoon where I am right now, and I'm just happy to see that you guys tuned into the show today. Seriously though, what is this music? Alright. Shh. Shut up. I've had enough of that music. Alright, so, why are we here today? Haircut, shave, what is that? For you. For you, my friend. For you, my friend, those two words do not exist. Oh my god, you did have facial hair. Is it really not that noticeable? Okay, so last time we tackled Spider-Man. This time we'll be tackling something that's a little bit out of my comfort zone as well. Well, not so much because I already did one of those, but in private. Where can I get my finger? Yeah, that little guy right there. I tackled that, but I did it on my own time. I wanted to go ahead and stream this because this feels like a grander project which I feel deserves to be documented. Peter Tater Tots Parker. Oh my god, you want to know the funniest part about that? Is that you're not the first person to make that comparison. You're not the first person to make that comparison that I look like Peter Parker. I'm serious. A little while back when I went to Cancun back in 2021, this is in Mexico. So, I went over there, and I went to this, like, sort of, like, kind of like their own version of Universal Studios, just to give it, a comparison. And there was this little kid that was walking by with his mom, and then his mom comes up to me and she says, "I'm very sorry. My kid says you look like Spider-Man." You look like Peter Parker, and I was like, okay. I mean, I don't see how I could look like him, but the kid was just like so starstruck, and I was like, all right, I better not ruin the kid's moment. Better not ruin it for him. So I was just like, I just told the kid to just not to say anything. Has anyone else made the Chicken Little comparison though? Oh man, I'm never gonna beat the chicken. I'm never gonna beat the short allegations, am I? I'm never gonna beat the Chicken Little allegations. Oh man. See, this is why it's important to have friends, people. So they can clown on you constantly. And do it in public. Nah, but very happy that you guys were able to make it today. Alright. So, let's not get too much into details. You've already seen the thumbnail. You already seen the title of the stream. So what am I doing today? Well, let's just say that my journey with this franchise starts back in the beginning of 2025. one of my friends can check me on this because he was the one who went and watched it in the theaters. This was when Gundam G-Quacks was coming out in the movie theaters to stream like the first, well, not to stream, what am I talking about? To premiere like the first 2 or 3 episodes of G-Quacks. My Code Vein 2 Collector's Edition came in yesterday, sadly, can't play the game though. No, why? Come on! Alright, anyway, back to the story. A few friends of mine went to watch G-Quacks in the movie theaters, the first 3 episodes. I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna start watching Gundam. So I started watching out of spite, got into it, and then my dear friend Godzilla here in the chat has been saying, get into Gunpla, get it, build a freaking robot, get a Gunpla, get it, you know you want to. You want to get involved in the world of the plastic crack. Not in those words specifically, but I digress. I was like, alright, sure, let's do it. And a friend of mine a little while back, who, well, a former coworker of mine, gave me a model kit for R2-D2 and R5-D4 from Star Wars. So I was like, okay, I was given a model kit, I think it's time I built it. So I just got myself the tools over the time. Got myself these little babies right here, the God Hand 125 nippers. Very good tool. And then after I built my first model kit, well, my dad decided to give me a tool set. This little one right here. Comes with files, comes with tweezers, comes with screwdrivers, comes with hobby knives. These things right here. Why is it? It's a PS5 copy because it was the only version available. Steam version sold out the same day, it restocked, and by the way, I've gifted my PS5 away. I haven't touched it in ages. It like games. Bro has the better nippers than me. Okay, so going back. That's honestly depressing. Why? Why? I mean, I understand you want the collector's edition, but... And I know you bought it for PS5 because it was the only one available, but like... I don't know. I feel sad now. But anyway. Then I was given these 2 tools here as well. The hobby knife and a more deep cutter. Remember, kids, do not try any of what you're about to see lightly. This is to be handled very delicately. These are sharp objects. These are only meant for cutting plastic, for use on plastic model kits. Okay? Be very careful. If any kid comes across this stream, I'm going to preface this right now. I just wanted the statue. Okay, fair enough. If any kid that comes across these streams and sees me using these 2 tools right here, the hobby knife and the surgeon's knife, whatever it's called. These are to be handled carefully. These are sharp objects. You can get yourself hurt. Please handle the use of these tools very, very carefully. Lesson of the day, kids. Be careful with sharp objects. Alrighty then. Enough about that. So back to the story. Yeah, I believe I already mentioned that, you know, then I just started watching Gundam, and, well, I became a fan of the anime, and God got me the model kit. Ah, man, and what I was introduced to, my God, it did not disappoint. I'm serious, it really didn't. So, why don't we go ahead and get the stream started with one of the songs that started it all. Have you seen this man? Only me and a couple of friends know that reference. And to the eventual people who come across this stream will be like, oh yes, I know what he's talking about. But yes, let's go ahead and get started with the song that gave birth to one of the most legendary series of all time. Let's get started. So Bick will be Penny Parker instead of Peter. I love you guys so much. Let me turn it down a little bit. Don't want to get too loud. Oh man. Let's get started. Alright, so let's get back into this little ditty over here. Don't want to get copyright strike too hard. Bro's edging the copyright. No, I am. I'm playing a very dangerous game by doing that. Sunrise, please don't come after me. I promise it was just a bit. I promise it's just a bit. Please. Please do not copyright this. And YouTube, please don't come after me either. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So, I have the model kit. Got my tools here. Sorry about the weird angle on this. It's the best I could find on such short notice, but what better time to start than now? Okay, so I'm just put the nips down here. Open this up. Give me the other nippers. Get me these tweezers as well. What short notice? Well, it's the fact that I've basically set up this camera angle today. At least it's not Nintendo. Oh, Nintendo. Don't bring up Nintendo. Simply naming them is gonna cause them to be like, oh yeah, he's going down. Streamer with 65 subscribers? Yeah, he's going down. Alright. Let's go ahead and open this up. I did open this up prior because I wanted to place the manual on top, but I didn't touch anything else. I just wanted to get the manual on top. So here we go. Got manual. Let me bring it back here. Gundam 2.0. Here are the runners. Another set of runners. We have the next set of runners right here. And the last set of runners that we have. So I'm gonna start opening them up one by one. Start with the one I have at the very top. Put that over there. So a set of runners right here. If Disney can go after the gravestone of a kid who died of cancer, Nintendo can go after the streamer with 65 subscribers. Never underestimate the megacorps. I wasn't doing that. I'm just saying. I was just making the observation is all. Here we are. There's 3 runners that come in this bag. Okay. So this is the E set of runners right here. Oh yeah, sniff those microplastics. If you say so. Yeah, seems about right. The E set. The G set of runners. Hang on, let me just tilt it towards the camera. Here we go. The G set of runners. The plastic crack. That's what it's all about, the plastic crack. And this is the I set. Yes, it's the I set. Big, by the way, would you like to watch 3 episodes of JJK with me after stream? Yes, but it's going to have to be a little bit later than what you think. I would love to do that though, by the way. I just still haven't gotten caught up with the latest episodes as of yet. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put these runners here for now. Open up the next bag. Here we go. Okay, put that bag over here. We have the B set of runners right here. This is the C set. Alright, these were the ones I opened up earlier. That does it for that bag. Open up this set right here. Alright, let's go over here. Next bag. The SB set, which stands for Beam Saber or Saber Beam, whichever one you're more inclined with, if you're more familiar with Gunpla. I gotta admit, compared to when I build the, hello, this is the first time build Gunpla model kits. Well, it's not my first time specifically. I built the high grade RX-79 Gundam ground type from the 8th MS team. But hey, welcome to the show. Glad you can make it. So yeah, going back to the runners over here. We have the Beam Sabers here. The H set of runners. And then we have the F set. Alright, moving on to the final bag. Moving on to the final bag here. Alright. This is the one that interests me the most, because it has these little babies right here, the stickers. So you can go ahead and stick it to the Gundam once you're done building it, or during the process of building it. So it should be very interesting to see how it turns out, or how exactly I place the stickers. I never was known to have a stable hand. I found that out when I was building my other Gundam. But besides my shaky hand, I was able to get the stickers on quite decently, I would say. My friends have seen me, you know, had the final build complete, was able to see it and were like, okay, yeah, you did a pretty good job. Right? So we have the D set of runners. D. And then finally we have the A set of runners. Alright, so these are all the runner sets. This is about to get very messy, I'm going to say that. Let's open up the manual. Okay, so it says here. Let me give you guys a little bit of an insight on the manual here. So it says basic instructions before assembly. Be careful about the cutting parts. I Gunpla builders too. I'm good at custom painting and panel lines, and I'm building third-party model kits. Same brand. It's named Tristan. The reason I picked up because I love medieval mech design. Oh, that's nice. I'm still fairly new to the hobby, so I haven't really gotten into custom painting and everything. But here we go. Manual shows the part of the runners over here. And we start off with the body unit. I would really like to have the manual in frame, but given the... Hang on, let me see if I can wing this. Shoot. Let me see if I could just... Could that work? I feel like this manual is going to slip out. I think it might be the tools that's actually... Okay, it's not. That actually works better than expected. Alright, hear me out. For the next time, you should seek to stream the build of an Infinitism Mazinger kit. Is this how Warhammer fans are created? Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So it says the body unit, we begin with the chest unit. I need to look for the I set and the F set in order to begin cutting. Okay, so let's go ahead and have the runners set down over here. I am looking for the I set and the F set. F set is right here. So we could put that here. This is the H set, so no, we're gonna move those here. C set, B set. I'm looking for the I set. Here we are. Okay. So over here it says... That's definitely what she said. I don't even know what I said. I wasn't really paying attention to what I just said, but okay, anyway. Alright, so the I set, I'm looking for I-13, but hang on. I gotta be very careful here. I am looking for the F-10 piece first, and then the I-13 piece. They both need to be stacked together first before moving on, before attaching it to the I-14. Okay, hang on. What's going on here? Runner holders. Good for organization. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. Alright, my friend is telling me here about getting myself some runner holders in order for me to not have such a messy workspace. But, hey, that's what happens when you're a noob. Good choice making RG regular Gundam. It's good for beginners to build RG kits first time, and don't buy RG Zeta and RG Gundam Unicorn. It's not for beginners, it's for pro builders because it's taking your health. Okay, my friend, Godzilla, who's in the chat right now, he's also had experience with this, and he told me to also watch out for RG Zeta Gundam. As well as, well, I'm not sure if you remember mentioning me something about RG Gundam Unicorn at some point, but he did bring up the subject, and he told me to be careful with RG Zeta because of the fact that it's an older kit, and it requires a little bit more finesse. Well, like I said, my first Gundam, specifically the first Gunpla, was the high-grade RX-79 Gundam ground type. That was a great build, and I'd say it was perfect for a guy like me, so, a total noob. So that's the one I started with, and now I'm moving on to this one that I was recommended by my friends as well, the RG Gundam 2.0. RG Gundam Unicorn is very easy to break, not a fan personally. Okay, let me go ahead and turn on the lights because I need to make sure I'm cutting all the proper pieces correctly. Hang on, give me a sec. Alright, let's move on here. I'm looking for I-13, 14, so let's go ahead and find it here. It's these two pieces right here. Hang on. These two pieces. No, let me go ahead. These two pieces right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and begin cutting around. I'm pretty sure I'm going to butcher this in some way or another, but it's part of the learning experience. Okay, so the way these are set up... Oh, okay. Alright, just... Wait, hang on. I believe... Okay, no. Just making sure I'm not doing anything dumb here. There we go. So that's 14. I'm gonna go ahead and get I-13 now. I just need to be very careful not to make sure that this thing breaks. Or it slips out of my fingers, because that's what I've had happen to me with other model kits. The pieces just fly off somewhere and I don't even know where they end up. And cut off this top part right here. Okay. Chat says, my first model kits is not Gundam, but it's from Anime Mechas. It's called... Hang on. I need to make sure I'm looking at chat completely here. One sec. It's called for the mech. It's called Amines. I get that model kits the first time I build it. Oh! Is the anime any good? It's probably something I could delve myself into at some point. Slips out of your finger. Ayy! Alright, so that's I-13 and 14. I'm looking for F-10. F-10, it's this piece right here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it should be this one. So... And... I think I could just break off this bottom part right here with my fingers, although, according to, I mean, I watched that anime, not worth the watch, pretty mediocre. Well, we all gotta start somewhere. Alright, no, this piece is really in there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it. Alright, the kits are pretty cool though. Oh, well, it's a plus. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. So, if this is F10, which way is it supposed to be facing? I could just twist this around. Twist this around, break it off. Alright, so it says it's supposed to be like from the side here. It's supposed to be like this according to the manual. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and have it facing like that for the time being. Then meanwhile I grab... oh shoot, which one was... which one? Okay, so this one's 13 and this one's 14. Okay, there we go. So 14 comes later. 13 needs to be attached to this piece right here. So let's go ahead and... I'll probably pick up S and AA Emperor third-party kits because they have both swords and the design is cool. It's like combining sci-fi and medieval. It's awesome with water decals, and SNEA is RG third-party. Oh, good to know. Thanks for the tidbit. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna focus on building this for a moment here. So this piece is supposed to fit like... hang on. Okay, there we go. Wipe off a little bit of the nut part that remained over there. Okay, so it says snap that part first before putting on the next set of the I-14. Okay. Alright, and I-14 is supposed to be facing this way, and that red part in the manual, it says to... Alright, there we go. It says now, the next part of the manual says to turn the part. Turn the part where? Okay, so it's supposed to turn the part like this. Now I need I-15. And it needs to click. Alright, which one was I again? No, that's F. This is I. Give me I-15, so the chest unit, this little doohickey right here. Remember, never lose small red for the heads, or else it's going to be gone forever. Oh man, I already had that happen with my R2-D2 kit. A part just came flying off of my fingers one day and never saw the piece again. Okay. Hang on. Okay, so let's see here. Gonna go ahead and cut that part here and cut here so we can go ahead and separate the chest unit. Alright. Okay. This is a bit interesting. It says here for I-15. Okay, so it's this part right here. Okay. So, am I... Oh, okay, I see the way that it was. Okay. Alright. Let me go ahead and grab my god hands real quick. See if I could go ahead and make the finer cut. Dear God, I hope I didn't screw it up. Alright, so it says the piece is supposed to be looking like that, according to the manual. It's the gnomes, duendes, they steal the parts you drop. If you're nice to them, they might return them. Alright, so it says here... Which way is this part supposed to attach? This is supposed to look like that, and it's supposed to click? I don't think it's supposed to go like that, though. And it says I can... No, I feel like I'm missing something here. No, I feel like I'm missing something here. Is there something I'm doing wrong? If you lose something, just order spare parts already. Build is like safer, is life safer for losing small stuff, and I got lost small stuff. And when building can order spare parts, it's online and local, it's worth it. Okay, well, that's good. Am I even sure that I did this correctly? It's because it says, the manual says I'm supposed to be able to turn this and then turn this entire part down, but what I fear I'm doing wrong is that, first of all, the pieces are not clicking. And I feel like if I try to apply force to it, something is going to break. Nope. Something feels very wrong here. Hang on. It says it's supposed to go under and then click. Oh, okay, I see the logic now. There we go. Finally got it to click. Try pushing as you twist. I think you have it inserted from the top instead of the bottom. Well, I think I got it to work. Can I turn this now? Yeah, there we go. Phew! Gotta be careful. Okay, so turn the part... Okay, so that goes down, then it turns the part to go up. Now I need F5. This is I, so F was this one that I put away. Now I'm looking for F5. Alright. There we go. Alright, let's move these little... Let's get these pieces out of there. Now I'm making sure that... Okay. Uh-huh. Oh man, these pieces really are in there, so looks like I'm gonna have to go ahead and use the God Hands again. Okay, so let's see here. Okay. Don't force the plastic, it's going to break in Gunpla is art because taking patience and she'll build Gunpla and building Gunpla is about the progress. Same thing like drawing. Oh, I'll try to remember to keep that in mind. Thanks for the advice. Okay. Oh, let me put these down. Okay. Alright, we put that there. Okay. Sorry that a lot of what I'm building right now isn't much in frame. I'm still need to get used to this. Wow. I need a better angle. There we go. Okay, so we got that there. So this piece is F5. It's supposed to be facing this way. Now we have this part of the kit. It's supposed to slide in here, and then it's supposed to click, I suppose? Hang on. Still got a little piece over here. It's remaining because I decided to use the God Hands to cut this part. Maybe I could just... Hang on. Remember. Oh! What happened to my main camera? Okay, hang on. There we go. It's back online. Something happened there for a moment. I apologize about that technical glitch. There we go. Got that little nub part removed. Okay, just gonna put this away for now, just to make sure I don't get myself cut later on. Alright, so according to the manual, piece needs to be like this. And the next part of the chest unit needs to be like that. And for whatever reason, it needs to go like that. Okay. Hang on. Okay, alrighty then. So it needs to go like that, and then we can go ahead and twist this so it goes like so. Right, there we are. So far so good. So your first stream is the Fire Emblem Three Houses gameplay. Cool. I'm trying Fire Emblem Three Houses and finish the game. My playtime is 95 hours. Wow. Actually, I started the stream. My first couple of streams were actually done on Twitch before I moved completely to YouTube, because I'm honestly not a big fan of Twitch at this point. But if you're talking about like the first stream I did on YouTube, it was Fire Emblem, back when I had absolutely no concept of, you know, streaming properly, you know, like having the proper setup, the proper settings, proper connections. I've learned since then. But hey, just like what you said with building Gunpla, it takes time, patience, you gotta chill out. It's a process. Okay, so we have that part. Now we move on to F3 and F4. Those two stick together to go inside the body unit. And this is the eye runner. F is right here. Alright, I am looking for F3 and 4. These two pieces right here. Alright, so let's go ahead and get them cut. I feel like the God Hands are the better nippers equipped for the job on this one, since these are tinier pieces. Or you could just alright, so I need to remember. This one's 4. That there. Take the little piece off of here. Alright, so this one's 4. Now moving on to 3. Alright then. Okay, so we're gonna take these little pieces of plastic out of there. Well, let's start up a little bit of a conversation, guys. To those of us who have experimented the Gundam anime, which one has been your favorite? Out of what I've seen, which is most of the Universal Century, up to Char's Counterattack, G-Quacks, and then currently watching G Gundam. I believe my favorite so far has still been Zeta Gundam, followed closely by G Gundam. I think it was like the anime that I needed after finishing Char's Counterattack. But I'm not sure. What do you guys... Which one is your favorite? So this one's 3. No, this... Wait a minute, I'm an idiot. This one's 4. This one I'm holding right here is 4. F3 is supposed to be handled like this. F4 is like that. God Hand is cool, but too powerful, too expensive for me. Challenging myself other than God Hands. I used single blade nipper, Chinese brand, and standard nipper. I'm just gonna say G Gundam to keep it short, otherwise I'll start rambling. Hey, the point here is to start a conversation. I'm getting the feeling that there's something I'm not doing right here. According to the manual... Oh, it needs to be... Okay, it needs to actually pierce through. Okay. It needs to actually go through that. Wow, that's... I was not expecting that. That's pretty cool. Okay. So then this part needs to click down here. Well, it's supposed to click. I think it's snapped on in there pretty well. It's pretty locked in tight. Is your nipple single edge or double edge? Hang on, let me see. No, I believe it's only single edged. Well, this one right here, the God Hand 125s, as far as my understanding goes. Hang on. What's the cutting nipper? No, I believe they actually have... Well, I'm still relatively new to this, so if you can look at it, you let me know if it's a single edge or double edge. I just usually cut from this part right here, just in order to have a little bit of a grip by the time I get the piece out. As for this other nipper right here, which is like more for like a more general cut, 0079 always holds a special place in my heart. Has a lot of my favorite designs, and Zeon versus Fetties remains of the best political conflict in the series. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you have the original creator Tomino behind it. I mean, it was basically his space opera. So I guess he knew how to. He had an idea of what he wanted, of the story he wanted to tell when he was creating the series. Show both sides of the factions that even though one is the better, greater good than the other, that doesn't exclude them from evil. Gundam series is Gundam 00 and Gundam Unicorn. Gundam Seed Season 1 to 2. Gundam Build Fight. Oh, you rank them in order. Okay, so 00, Unicorn, Seed Seasons 1 to 2, Gundam Build Fighters, Gundam Tri Fighters, and then IBO, and then 8th MS Team, and Gundam F91. Oh. It's quite the interesting ranking. Mine goes Zeta, G Gundam, based off what I've seen so far, 8th MS Team, OG. No, wait, yeah. No, yeah, I think I prefer OG to Char's Counterattack. OG, Char's Counterattack, Double Zeta, War in the Pocket. Honestly, that War in the Pocket is tied in Double Zeta's position, in my opinion. And then Stardust Memory, I think I find to be the most, the least impactful of that. And G-Quax is in a league of its own. It's just weird. Speaking of Zeon vs. Fetties, Gundam The Origin, while a little bit contentious, does do a really good job putting the conflict into perspective, not to mention the gorgeous animation. Well then, it's something I need to watch sometime. Alright, so we have that piece there. And this little friend right here needs to slide into this part. Like that? No, hang on. I'm being an idiot. Again. Like always. Is it supposed to click? Yes, it's supposed to. So that means that the piece is not fully in there yet. Okay. Need to make sure I'm looking at the right point of entry. Okay. Yeah, because if I do that, the piece separates completely. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. So it needs to click in there. That's not a click just yet. No, I think I put him in the wrong place. And I believe the piece is stuck. Great. I love Mobile Suit Gundam anime, but story, it's still lacking, although I like to continue story through Gundam Stardust and Gundam Zeta. Yeah, that's nice. Like that you have that opinion. Something about this doesn't feel right. I think I may have butchered it. I think I may have botched it. Oh, wait, no. Wait, I did do it right? Okay. So I can pull it down, or I can either pull it up. Okay. Okay. So I guess that's it for that part. I didn't hear the click, though. Alright, so this is the way the part is supposed to move. Of course, 8th MS Team carries an aesthetic grit more reminiscent of real War Machines, and yet the story is more lighthearted and even romance leaning. Love that personally, big romantic, not gonna lie. It's actually the biggest part about that particular OVA. That's what I found the most compelling about it, is that despite the fact that it wants to present itself in a war setting, it wants to tell the story of how love can bloom on the battlefield. That's basically what it's trying to do. Alright, so we have this part complete. Move on to the next one. Okay, so we have the right side. I am looking for A33 and F19. So this is F-19 over here. Oh, I've seen these pieces in the high-grade Gundam before. I've seen these pieces before, but I forgot what they were used for. So I'm just going to... Okay, there we go. By the way, people, for those of us who are Gunpla aficionados, well, those of us saying like I was actually one of them, not actually one of you a Gunpla aficionado just yet, it's not called microplastics. It's called Minubsky particles. That's what it's called. It's called Minubsky particles. It's a dumb meme I found a little while back. Zeta is perhaps the most consistent and high quality. However, I personally don't care for Titans and the AOG as much as Zeon and the Federation. Still a really good show. Char's counterattack I like, especially the new Gundam, but the problem is still lacking the story because we never know is Amuro alive or not, but probably they're going to explain something in Gundam Hathaway too. Maybe so, but we have yet to see what